I recently picked up this guitar that was for sale on Facebook Marketplace. I actually got two guitars for 100 Australian dollars. I really wanted one of them so I can make a custom Strat style guitar. This one just came along for the ride. The way I see it is that I paid $50 for just this one guitar. It's pretty rough and it needs a lot of work. As far as I know, it's an SX SEG and it seems like a model from the late 90s or early 2000s. It needs a lot more work than it's worth, but I figured I would at least get it to play well and see if I could make any profit after I sell it on. It came with random tuners fitted to it and you could hardly tune the guitar because the tuner knobs would touch each other. I'm not sure exactly what gauge strings were fitted to this, but they were seriously thick. Whoever fitted these didn't adjust the truss rod for that extra load the higher gauge strings were putting on the neck, so the neck had a massive back bow in it. The tremolo bridge was also being pulled out of the body because no adjustment was made there either. I started by stripping down the guitar. At this point I was really contemplating repairing and refinishing the body because it was rough and had holes and cracks all over it. After thinking about it for a few days, I figured it wasn't worth it and I would just get it to at least function properly and play well. So I polished up the headstock to get it to look half decent, straightened the neck and did a full fret, level, crown and polish on it. The fretboard was also very dry, so I gave it a coating with some lemon oil and it came up pretty nice. I fitted some tuners on it from the other guitar I got with this deal and they work great. When I first got this guitar it wasn't working, there was no sound at all. Guitar electronics are pretty simple, so I knew it wouldn't be anything too crazy. After removing all the electronics and cleaning everything up, I found that the prong on the output jack wasn't touching the tip of the cable when it was plugged in, so I bent the prong back over and everything worked after that. While the guitar was apart, I gave it a really quick hand cut and polish. It came up really nice. I wish the guitar was in better shape because it would actually look pretty decent. Anyway, I cleaned up a lot of the other parts such as the neck plate, cavity covers and a lot of the screws. Mind you, this whole time I was still contemplating refinishing the guitar, but it just isn't worth the time or money for a guitar like this. At the same time, I couldn't let a guitar go back into the wild the way I received it. I started to reassemble the guitar and everything went together nicely. Once it was assembled, I gave it a full setup and gave it a quick test play. Everything works well and it's actually a fairly decent guitar to play now. That brings us to right now. I'm about to put this back up on Marketplace and see if I can at least get some money back on this. I didn't spend any money on it, just my time. Let's see what happens. I'm not expecting to really make anything off this at all. Alright, so it's been 24 hours since the ad went up and we've had 0 inquiries. I did price the guitar higher than I think it's worth. I put it on for 150 Australian dollars. I think that's a lot more than it's worth. But I did that just so people could maybe barter me down and things like that. I think a realistic price for this is going to be between $50 and $100, but I'm going to wait another day or two and maybe drop it to 100 if I don't get any bites. But if I have no luck at all, I'm actually thinking of maybe gifting this to a music school or even maybe just find a kid that lives somewhere around here that wants a guitar, but we'll see how we go. I'll give it another day or two and I'll give you an update.
Great success.
Alright, so we ended up selling the guitar. After the last clip, I ended up dropping the price to 125, so in between 100 and 150. And within a few hours of dropping the price, someone got onto me. They said they'll pick it up, pay cash tomorrow, which is today, and they offered 100, which I accepted. So didn't really lose money. I guess I've got my money back for the 2 guitars that I bought as part of this whole deal. But if we did say that I only paid 50 for each of them, then I guess we doubled our money. It still, guess, wasn't really worth it, the amount of time I spent on it. It was only really a few hours, but and I didn't really spend any money on it. I put new strings on it, but I already had them here. So I don't know, you could say we made a little bit maybe, but at least we got the other guitar now that I want to do the custom work with, and we got rid of that one. It was actually a really good guitar. I played it a few times since I finished it, and I really enjoyed it. The guy who picked it up was a really nice guy. He bought it for his son, and I'm really happy it's gone to someone like that because it's fully set up. He's gonna love it. It's probably better set up than a lot of like cheaper brand new guitars you'd buy at the shops, because I think it's a pretty decent guitar, and they don't really get good setups most of the time when you buy cheap guitars from shops, and there's a lot of things usually not wrong with them but aren't really perfect when they come from cheaper factories. So the way it's been set up is pretty good. I think he's gonna love it. But yeah, the guitar sold. So the next thing I'm gonna be doing is starting work on that custom Strat style guitar, so that'll probably be the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.